Hey James, what's going on? Just started the stream. I am heading back. I made a vlog while I was here, and I'll show you guys a little. I got a plan for you to get, James. Let me see if I can shine some light on it. I'm gonna go the way that it would. Man, look at those teeth. All right, let's see what we can do here. I'm gonna kind of have to park in, driving away that. Hopefully, no one's coming down the road. Don't know if I'm gonna be able to see it. Oh, there's someone there with no. Driving with no, or I'm driving, walking. I can't see the dude. Anyway, at least on the right side of the road. Let's see if we can find it. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh yeah, that is the plant. Can you guys see that? Tell me if you can see that. Look right there. Do you see that? Champagne in the car. That's a variegated palmetto. And I've been going past this road, I don't know, 200 times probably. They just cleared that area, so I think that's why I didn't notice it before. But there's probably, I found like 24 of them that size. You can't really, you can transplant them at that size, but it's really risky. It's also really expensive. Like if someone were to properly transplant it, and then they knew that it was rare, they would probably charge about $2,000 to $3,000 for that plant. Maybe less. I've seen them go for that much, though. It doesn't have quite the quality of irrigation you would expect in a, there's some higher levels of quality, and yeah, that's a 3 to 4 month pruning process. So yeah, I spent the day in Venice, went to the doctor. That was a lot of fun. Hey Ryan, what's up? I'm just trying to avoid running over people here in Venice. I'm catching lights. I will. It's like I'm pretty sure I saw it. I just gotta get that light. Half the amount's price. I might not be able to read that. You're too soft. Wow, you got a lot of subs, man. You just got to get those views. I mean, subscribers are nice, but you got to get views too. I think it's better for a channel to grow organically, so to speak. It hasn't gotten, these past few days have actually been pretty mild by April standards. It's been in the low 80s, but I mean, I remember back in early March it hit 90 twice, so it's only 75 now. It's been nice, but I had to take a bunch of boxes from my sister's house because she's getting new windows, thank God. It didn't rain today, but it rained 2 days ago. It rained a good amount too, at least in the Cape. I don't know about Northport. The Cape has a little bit different of a climate than Northport. Let me see if I put in that wire over there. Keep it from. Yeah, the sun hasn't gone down there yet, has it? I did make a vlog about that variegated sable too. So I already did a vlog on one, but this one has a little more color. You know, it's in. The problem is when you put variegated palmettos in full sun, they don't look nearly as good as when they're in shade. But when they're in shade, then they won't seed. So it's kind of a catch-22 there. James, I've only had one potted variegated palmetto, and I'll give you an idea of like, I mean, I did sell it to California, but I sold for $300 in a 3-gallon. So, sorry, GD, I want to say hi. I just got a little. I haven't got much sleep as usual at my sister's. She was up till 3 in the morning planning some Vegas vacation. So, Ryan, my sister's going to Vegas, and I don't think I ever mentioned this to you, Ryan, or any of you guys, but when I had my motorcycle accident and when I got rear-ended by that driver that was on, I guess on Xanax or something, I don't know what it was. They didn't say, but she got charged with a DUI. Like, my neck is kind of like, messed up. I think I mentioned this before, but I've had this hypersensitivity to altitude. Like if I'm up high and anyway, my sister's going to Vegas. She's going to stay they already have reservations at the Encore. I don't know if it's the one or the Encore. It's one, I mean, obviously they're the same property, but I want to say it's the Encore. And they have, pretty decent, but she was like begging me to come along. And the problem is when I get on a plane, like it doesn't work out well. So, otherwise I'd be traveling to some exotic destinations right now. And I'd be going to Vegas next month. But anyway, beyond that, I just didn't get a whole lot of sleep, so I've kind of... I also haven't eaten since 11:30. That's okay, that's the way I normally am. Definitely getting ahead of these people. Yeah, Encore, obviously having the poker room. I've actually been in touch with one of the floormen at the Wynn. No, at the Encore. Obviously not the Wynn, because the Wynn doesn't have a poker room anymore. He's been asking me. It's funny, Ryan. One of the foremen there told me he's backed by a Chinese woman who plays high stakes limit, and he plays 1-3. And he was asking me about he's like, I usually double up within 2 hours, and then I walk out. He's like, you think I should continue doing that? I'm like, well, I think you should try and see what happens after than just doubling, doubling your stack. He wouldn't just get all in pre-flop. He just would grind 300 up to 600 and then walk out. So I was like, why don't you wait a little bit longer and see how you do? And I'm like, you're not gonna know. He's got to learn how to play deep stack poker. But he said he used to play 5-10, but I've heard that from a lot of people, so I don't know. $70 to $80 is always good. Does it not get above 80? Yeah, I just think that he told me he had bad money management earlier in his, recently, and so he just, I think in my opinion, I think the guy just he probably took shots at probably playing 10-20 or 10-20-40, and just obviously he wasn't, good enough. He just got it spanked, and then if that's, or he just was trying to show off. I'm not gonna admit, I've never played stakes above 5-10, no limit or PLO. I haven't taken, I've only played them a few times. I'm not a regular 5-10 player. Yeah, there are some Ryan. There are some Ryan Bennery. Well, welcome to the stream, by the way. There are a couple drugs which work really well on me. As like, I had to get like my wisdom tooth pulled, and another tooth that was actually broken because of my wisdom tooth. And I wasn't like really. I've actually had teeth pulled before, so I really wasn't that concerned about it. But they gave me Halcyon, which is, and I took it. I wasn't gonna take it, and I took it on the way there. They said I couldn't drive, so Ashley was driving, and I took it, and I just didn't like. I didn't care about anything at all. I thought everything was great. It was a very short half-life, though. It only worked for like a couple hours at the most. It was a very small dose, but it was effective. I'll say that. Oh, that's awesome. Driving a triple axle boat trailer with half the lights working on it. Ryan, I mean, in Florida, I think, the Fiji fan palm, which is Pichardia pacifica, is a little more exotic and faster growing, but it's very cool. Like, it's not as, it'll handle like down to freezing or down to 30. I had mine survive 29 actually, but it'll start spotting up and looking ratty at like 45. Don't bright, motherfucker. Oh boy, it's on like Donkey Kong. I just have a Dodge Charger tailgate me to hell. I brake checked him. He comes around me, tries to come across me and cut me off. Obviously, don't let him. Oh, that makes me angry. Well, I mean, it's gonna, yeah, you're right. I mean, like, not only that, but he's behind me. Like, just tailgating's a terrible idea because if you get in the accident, you're the one at fault. So, I think he's kind of backed off. Oh, he's still kind of on my ass. It's okay. I mean, he knew he was in the wrong. Obviously, I brake check him and he almost hits me, so. This car actually isn't that slow. I mean, the Charger's is definitely faster, but this has a 0 to 60, I think, like 6.5, 6.6, which is impressive for a truck this size. I just don't like it when people like drive recklessly to endanger, my life. I would choose a Chamberoni over the Chinese. I choose most everything over a Chinese fan. Nothing wrong with it. Just kind of, it doesn't. It's just kind of. It's very reliable, but it's not that. He tried to cut into my lane. I obviously had the thing. Dude, stop riding my ass. Dude, it might get real in here in a little while, so. I also have valuable stuff in the back, which I don't really want to. Oh, he's pulling over. That's probably for the best anyway. All I need is some crazy dude actually come at me with a gun. At least he wasn't dumb enough to follow me. Anyway, let's get back to Palms. So yeah, Ryan, I can imagine that people do have concerns about me vlogging and driving. I guess the thing about vlogging and driving is it's completely hands-free, and when I'm looking at the screen, I'm actually looking at a video of like basically a dash cam heading forward. So my eyes don't really leave the road at any time during the now if it's facing me, that's different. So usually I do that when like, you know, when I'm stopped. So I would choose for Northport, if you're asking about like planting in. Sorry guys. Hope they didn't kick too many people off the stream there. I said I would take the king palm over the Vechias are very cold sensitive. I mean, I've seen them die in Miami actually before. Oh, you did? Okay, cool. They both grow about the same speed, but Alexanders are probably like about 5 degrees more cold hardy. And actually thinking about, I thought about like the whole driving and vlogging thing. The thing is, when I drive and I vlog, I actually drive pretty slow. Like I usually go about the speed limit. Usually I go 8 over when I'm not vlogging. I mean, like in a 45, 55 mile an hour zone. Right. Culver's or Chipotle? That's a good question. So I get this mosquito off my face. God. They both have decent food. Culver's is a little more fast foodish, which I don't like. But Chipotle is more. I mean, I feel like everything in Culver's is cooked to order, even though it is fast food. And Chipotle is, like, it appears to be healthier, but I don't really think it is. I think it depends on what you get. Like, probably I just have to end up edging out with Chipotle as being like a healthier option. Like, I don't really like getting burgers from. I don't like getting burgers really anywhere except for I like making them myself. Burger's not a little type of food that I like to order out. I mean, I'll get it at a restaurant if like they're known for having good burgers, but like I don't get burgers at fast food places because they're just like rock hard and they're like bullets. So, Zach, okay, in the picture, Chamaedorea cataractarum. You know, you really should try growing a lot more Chamaedorea, Zach. You know, they're pretty cold hardy. I know they're not as cold hardy as maybe, you know, your area, but they're very small. You can keep them in pots if you like growing that sort of thing. You know, there's they don't need a lot of light, and I'm sure you have a lot of wooded areas you could try them out in. I think about to check the tires. I feel like the tires are good. James, it's hard to say. I'm trying to think. There's another palm that like is tropical looking that might not be. The problem with Copernicia leaves is like you can't bend them. So like you have to build, like if you're gonna wrap something up, like you can't wrap up Copernicia leaves really. They don't really wrap. They're also armed, so like if now I'm just getting this or A or B. I kind of like this actually. Yeah, I bet you can grow microspadics and radicalis out there. Yeah, I mean, I would think of one, James, that's like a little bit easier to wrap. So Tundra or Tesla Model 3. That's a good question. Right now, now, if I were to get a new vehicle, I would get. I would probably go with the Tesla. Actually, I think Tesla's a really good brand. There's many a video of a Model X's outrunning not many videos. There's a couple videos of a Model X in ludicrous mode beating Lamborghini Huracans in the quarter mile, which is like downright scary. It's that instant torque that that gas engines just can't provide. Oh yeah, so as far as it being cool hardy, yeah, it's definitely okay with that. So, yeah, you could Zach, you could wrap Hemi-Thrynax if you wanted. I mean, it's not a very big plant. I mean, I see plants that are 15 years old that are 3 or 4 feet tall. So you could keep it in a pot and just bring it in. I mean, or you could wrap it. And James, yeah, they'll handle the cool weather. I wouldn't do like just one of the ones I've mentioned before. I used to go to Homestead quite a bit, but a couple things have happened recently that keep me from going there as much. One is one of my close friends there that owns a nursery passed away about 3 or 4 months ago, and the people that work there now are really different. So I don't really have that same like homey feel of like showing up there like a friend. It's more like just business. Yeah, you can always build a bigger box. And I have other friends in Homestead. James, let's put it this way, and James, has met this guy, but I've considered taking down the video that I made about Ken's nursery. Ken hasn't been the most loyal of people lately, so Ken played a little Miami hustle on me, and he owes me some money, so. Oh man, my blood is I can still feel it boiling from that guy just tailgating I'm not going to sit here and just curse for no reason, but I'm going to look for cops trying to pull me over. Who's that? Is that Ken? No, I mean, if you want to talk about stuff, I mean, yeah, it's I don't like to air dirty laundry, but he has a unique way of doing business, which in any other state would not be acceptable, but somewhere in Florida, just the way people do business around here, I just never really will accept that. I could just be tired and cranky and hungry, but I'm pretty sure once I eat, I'll still feel the same way I do about not, being owed money. I'm sure Ryan, I mean, I don't know, your personal business regarding poker, but you know what it's like. I'm sure at times, you've loaned money to someone playing poker, small or large, or how poker's, money is loaned in poker, so often, more probably more than any other sport or any other instance. So, yeah. Yeah, James, the thing is, I like Ken too, and I've known him for, a long time. And a lot of people told me, from the beginning, they just said, just be careful, And a lot of people in the Miami, Fort Lauderdale area don't like doing business with him at all because of just his inability to like understand some basic social courtesies. So I don't know. We've been owed from bookies before. Yeah, back when I had my games, I had a partner of mine hit a bookie for like 17K, and the bookie's like, "Can I pay you out in installments?" And he's like, "I don't pay you in installments, so it's not going to work the other way around." And he's from New Jersey. He's like, "Where I come from, if you were to ask that question, you get your ass beat." And it's probably true, but here in Florida, bookies can be a fly-by-night operation, so. It's just, you think of like Exotic Palms as like what is this person doing? Think of it as like think of like Exotic Palms like a kind of like the high stakes palms action. People owe money to each other and it's paid out in time, and there's certain agreements that are made, and it's understood that you might be owed money for a while, but there's certain times when the money's owed and it's time to pay up. And I don't understand what exactly is going on here in this lane, but I need to get out. This person in the Thunderbird is doing approximately 30 miles an hour in the middle lane. God, that was like a World War I vet there. Yeah, Bobby, keep them as wet as possible at all times, out without actually like submerging them in water. Like you can keep them like swampy wet. Here, let's break out of this back. I know, I appreciate that, Zach. That's why I like going on these streams, because these trips used to be boring. This is a relatively boring trip, especially when I've been doing it for, I've been driving back and forth between the Cape and Venice for 3-4 years now. Ashley and I are going out tomorrow for our 4-year anniversary, and talking to you guys is a lot of fun. They will fill in nicely if you trim them, and they kind of like they will fill in if you constantly keep them trimmed. If you don't, they get leggy. I have one in my house that's leggy, but it's just so old and tangled that I don't want to kill it, so I don't trim it. I just let it grow wherever it wants. Kind of like you let old men get away with stuff you normally wouldn't let younger folk. But yeah, I do appreciate knowing that. I forgot I have food in the car. You guys are enjoy this, and the support you guys give me. It's really awesome. I don't think I say that enough. Maybe I do, I'm not sure. The Prius is missing like its all the plastic on the back. What happened to that car? The top's all messed up too. Jeez. It's one of those Prius, I think it's the Model V. Yeah, there's a C, the regular, and there's a V, which is like a station wagon, but it really isn't worth it because it gets like 41 miles or 43 miles to the gallon, when there's some like Hyundai Accents that get like 40, and they're not a whole lot smaller. That car is missing every single plastic panel on the back of it. Looks okay otherwise. So let me see here. Also, fertilizer has a lot to do with it. there are different types of hibiscus. You have like a real like fine leaf, thin hibiscus, and you'll have your regular what you know is hibiscus, like a petal that's about 5 inches wide. And there's a tropical hibiscus, which is like actually more of a ground dweller, and it has this big fat leaf in it, but it tends to burn up completely in a frost. I wouldn't recommend those. Got run over by a sausage. Yeah, I know. Chicago does. I considered going to Ashley's family lives in like the South Bend, Indiana area, which I know is not, only like what, an hour and a half from Chicago, especially from Hammond. And we considered that this summer, or going to see my dad in Vermont, or both. But it's a lot of driving to go to to northwestern Indiana, and then to all the way to Vermont. It's like I forgot how long. That's like a 20-hour, 22-hour. It's like almost as long as a drive to Vermont directly. So, what I'm trying to think what I think that Chicago's at what, around like 350 feet. But not that that really matters. I mean, anything under like, I've had issues with it, like in Vermont. Like I got on the top of like Killington Mountain, which is about 4,100 feet. And I've been up high before. I've been up on Mount Hood, and I've been to Mount Lemmon outside of Tucson. But that was before these accidents. And I don't know, my body just gets like, even when I'm on like the third floor of a building, I can feel it. Like it just feels like every movement I make is like, what's it called? Magnified. 594, okay. So basically, like the lake shore of Lake Michigan is about around 600 feet above sea level. I like the idea. I would love to like see parts of Chicago. I don't like staying in huge cities. I don't mind staying in the suburbs, but something happened here. There's some accident. Jeez. Oh, you're at 416, huh? I'm surprised you're that high, to be honest. Florida, there isn't even a point in Florida that's 416 feet above sea level. Let's see what's kind of going on here without being too much of a rubbernecker. This is not good. The whole place is shut down. Wow. There is a car. It's a motorcycle. It's probably a fatality too. Jesus. The bike is totally done. That's not good. That's why I just don't like. I mean, I've wanted to get a motorcycle again because I haven't owned a motorcycle here since 2011, 2012. I've like almost pulled the trigger a few times and got one. I thought about just getting like a Honda Rebel 300, which is like a reliable, slow cruiser, but fun to kind of get around town on. But the problem with those cruisers is like, if you need to get out of the way real fast, they don't have that oomph you need. Even my 70 Shadow, above 55, like the torque was pretty poor. It was like driving a. Oh, nice! Congratulations, Ryan. Oh, you live on a hill, okay. Yeah. Oh, I knew that it was at some elevation. I didn't realize it was that high, but that's kind of cool to know. I know it all drains down to the St. Lawrence and into the ocean, which I find to be like you would think it's like, oh, that's a huge waste of water, but that's the way nature intended it. So, like, yeah, man, I'm sure you're psyched. Is that your first kid? Yeah, Brighton Hill. That's somewhere near Tallahassee. I think that, like, My sister's house is like 21 feet above sea level, which is actually really high for Venice. What's going on here? I hate it when people pull over in the turn lane, pull over in the side of the road. Why do you people do that? Intelligence levels 0. Awesome, man. I don't know. I forgot. Yeah, May, June, July. Like 3 months. So even thinking it's like January. I don't know why. It's warm outside. It's not like it's the middle of winter. So well, it's not cool out. Ryan, what do you mean? Oh, not in Florida. So, like, most palmettos, like all sables, basically the cold hardy sables, do really, and butias do really well in like South Georgia, coastal South Carolina, all on the Gulf Coast. I've even seen plenty of queens like right along the Gulf Coast. But when you get like 15, 20 miles inland, you can't really do that with queens. I've seen Washingtonias, growing 20 miles out, like on I-10 and like Chinese fan, but you're pretty much on like a zone 9A kind of along the coast, and then like it's 8B once you get not that far in. So it's a weird way to tow it. Why would you tow a van like that? What is... I guess if that's the only way you can tow it. It seems kind of sketchy. You would think you want to tow it facing forward so that the rear wheels, which don't turn, would be... You must have the steering wheel locked, I guess. You've seen Washingtonians in Little Rock? That's interesting. Hey, Dylan, what's up? Nice. Coming down in May. It's the best time to come. It's not too hot and everybody's gone. I will be here. Min temp for a Washingtonia, like a Robusta, is probably like 12 to 15. For a Folifera, it's probably like 8 to 10. Especially in drier climates like El Paso, they grow there. And like on the suburbs. But I mean, it gets chilly out there. I've seen guys try to grow like Jubeias in like Midland and Odessa, Texas, and they just don't. They get fried. I mean, they don't die. They don't look very good. It's like a very weird like 7B, 8A climate. Like death. I don't know. Probably death occurs around like 5 Fahrenheit. I would say. Like that's probably like 1 day of 5. It's gonna kill it. You could probably handle it. You could probably handle like 8 to 10 for a couple days, but below 12 is when they start to go downhill. I honestly, I don't have a lot of experience with that. That's why I don't like saying, because I don't know exactly. Okay. I can still go to Publix and get some food after getting to the house. No, they won't have what I want though. There's like... See, now's when I tend to scroll. Okay, sounds good, James. Let's see how long you can handle that 35 Celsius heat. I'm just kidding. Everyone makes fun of me because I can't handle any cold, but I can handle the heat. think I'm just gonna go to Arby's actually and get Ashley what I know what she wants, and then I just get some for myself. Cause I got chocolate chip cookies, and that's all that really matters. Hey, Chris, what's going on? Problem with Washingtonians is when they get tall and they drop fronds, they're like armored sails. If they hit you, then it's going to be painful. People go up on Washingtonians to trim them, and they get they hear stories of them people dying. They're just I just would definitely recommend Sables over Washingtonians just because they an armament, their growth rate. I know it sucks, but it's kind of a plus in the end, in my opinion. I would grow a lot of dwarfish bombs if I were in a more marginal climate. Oh, hello there. Cop with no light. See, one thing I never really got used to is the police in Florida don't have to put any lights on to mark where they are. Where in New York, they have to at least put their their parking lights on, so you could see them. Because sometimes they'll just sit in a right of way, and you crash into a vehicle you don't see, and so they do that so they can hide like little rats. I know I sound pretty brutal on the police, but I really think it's great what they do for the community when it comes to their bravery. But there's nothing brave about hiding in the weeds and giving someone a speeding ticket for going 6 over. That's kind of cowardly, actually, in my opinion. Okay, let's see what's going on here. So, Ryan, what lasted? Majesty died indoors. Was it because of scale or mites? Yeah, sables are just harder to a lot of different things. I've seen a lot of Washingtonians dying out lately, and I'm not really sure why, but I'm not going to go to Pollo because I already ate Cuban today, so I'm good on that. There's not really a place for me to check the tires on 41, so I'm going to take Burnt Store back. There's one of those Mercedes, what's the name of the class? It's a CLA class, where it's it's not a sedan, it's like a hatchback that's sitting up, I think, or the GLA class. I think it's a GLA. They just look weird. I'm sure they're nice vehicles. The older GLAs are actually pretty neat. The new ones are just odd. Anyway. Yeah, Sables take an incredible amount of wind, incredible amount of cold, drought, sun. I've seen Sables die from scale and mite infestation, but it's takes you really gotta let it go to hell. You had the doo-doo-doo. Uh-oh. Did you eat Pollo? You ordered Pollo. No, we went to Wawa. Never mind. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes they'll just give it to you. Okay. I see what you mean because it's by the window. Okay, right. So here's that cold spot. Not that it's cold, but it's 74 here. It's probably closer to 77 in my house. Oh, I've got to unpack this stuff in the back of my truck, too. God. It doesn't take that long. It's just one more thing I don't want to do before I eat. I sound like such a complainer, too. It's really not that big of a deal. It's just when you've lacked sleep and food all day, you kind of wish for something more, I guess. Near the Home Depot. I'm trying to think which, because there's a number of them in Fort Myers. Yeah, in case you guys notice, the one palm you'll never find for sale in a pot is a palmetto. And the reason being is like they just aren't worth any money down here, unfortunately. You can usually get a mature one for about 75 to 150 bucks, depending on where you get it from and how well it's been, trimmed up. And I haven't taken this route back in a while because I've usually gone to Pollo or Wawa, and this is kind of a roundabout way. You know what? Now that we're in the car, I have to go I gotta see something. God, I gotta remember what the address is. I didn't write it down, I remembered it. I'm gonna go get the food, then we're gonna check it out because the food is there on the way. Colonial Square, yeah, there's that's the one in Fort Myers. There's actually a second one further south off Alico Road, which is really more like San Carlos Park / Estero. Well, it's not Estero, but it's San Carlos Park area. There's a place called there's Coconut Point. There's also the town center. I forget what they call it. I used to go there all the time with my ex-girlfriend lived east of that area on the farm, and that was like our nearest like entertainment place. It was a very cool place. It's right there at the interstate. It's the exit you take when you go to the it's one of the 2 exits you can take to go to Southwest Florida International Airport. So Dylan, or you didn't fly, but Ryan, do you fly into Tampa or do you fly into to Fort Myers when you come here? That's funny you mentioned that, James. All right, yeah, have a good one, Bobby. Good night. Good luck with the seats. Let me know if you have any questions. I actually had a shipment of 2,500 Fortunii Ex Wagneriana seed, and Customs and Border Protection seized my package, stating that I didn't have a FIDO, which is not true, and they just incinerated the seed. I'm pretty sure that's what they do with everything. It comes with this like green biohazard tape, showing that like you've been a bad boy, that you've tried to bring in like contraband. It's so ridiculous. I would have had a lot of them. I was going to put them up for sale. That's the idea. That's why I bought them from a wholesaler, like a sub wholesaler, really. And I'm sorry, man. I might get more in the future. Just that one shipment that I got. I mean, 2,500. It was 1 kilo of seed. It was 2,500 seed, and trust me, I wanted the seed too. It cost me money. Now, James, I appreciate it. I don't even know if they would grow here. I actually was just doing it to like add more species to my seed bank. I mean, I wouldn't mind trying it out if you have an extra one and just want to, part with it. Ryan, I'd actually rather. This is gonna sound crazy, but I'd rather live in neither one of those places. But if I had to choose, I probably would choose Naples, because Marco Island is like an Indian mound that they just like clear cut for tourism. Naples is like not so much that way, and it's closer to like when you're in Marco Island, like everything is far away. So like Marco's better if you want to do like an all-inclusive vacation, or you don't like going to like. You don't like any convenience, you just like boating, which is fine, but if you want to go, like if you want, like for example, if I want to play poker in Bonita Springs, like it's a 1 hour drive from Marco Island, where it's like 25 minutes from Naples at the most, depending on where you are in Naples. Yeah, man. I mean, I won't turn down a palm. You know, that's against my nature. So I appreciate that. Okay, Fort Myers usually. So, but yeah, Naples. I mean, Marco is kind of just like a bunch of like condos and nice houses, but Naples has more opportunity for growing palms. Even though Marco has a better climate, Naples has a good enough climate. I mean, unless you live way out east, and then it's like really cold. It's actually East Naples is probably as cold as Northport is. Like, you know, like the center of Northport. It isn't. You got to get the coastal Naples is very warm, but like you go 8-10 miles out, it's not very warm. Oh, that's my turn off to check the tire. I think it's, you know, as long as you just, I don't see why it would be a problem. I mean, I can't imagine them giving you a hard time. I don't know how often they check cars coming in from Canada and the U.S. Oh, I just missed another. Okay, here we go. Excuse me, guys, as I drank a liter of Pellegrino. Dare me to drive. All right, we're gonna go a street or two up, because in case there's. Yeah, I mean, if you don't feel comfortable doing it, by no means don't feel obligated. Which way do I want to go to? That's someone right behind me. That's odd. Okay. Oh, this is like a turnaround. All right, we're good here. This is like a cul-de-sac that hasn't been developed yet. Although there is a mail. Oh, that's just a property for sale. All right, check for alligators. And then use blackout. All right, guys, I'll be right back. When you gotta go, you gotta go. And we are back in the game. Nothing happened. Sometimes you just can't make it to the... I guess more people live here than I expect. Back in the day, like, not many people lived here. But maybe it's just because of the time of year. This is a big snowbird area. There's actually a lot of, like, British and German people own houses in this neighborhood. Yeah, don't risk it, James, if you think that, I mean, I can look it up, I can talk to some other people from Canada or people who have brought palms to Canada and see, like, how restrictive they are. So I haven't crossed the Canadian border since 2001. So I don't want to make you have to, like, deal with customs and them giving you a hard time. I'm not even sure it would grow here. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I wouldn't want to see it die either, so. I don't know if you guys have been following my, my posts about the cat, but the cat was like, we saw it yesterday around dusk, and then I left, obviously, and then Ashley said she hadn't seen Sniffles all day, and finally it came back in the evening to eat. I think it's been playing around. I think it's time to catch the cat before, I don't know, something happens to it. Tell me what you guys think. Should I get a humane? I can rent a humane trapping device where it just like closes behind it, and then take it to like a place to get it like sprayed and neutered for free. And yeah, it would be cool to try it out. Yeah, I hope that. I mean, I could go and buy a trap, but I'd only be using it one time. And they're like $50. It's kind of like I'm never going to use it again. I'm not going to say I don't count on trapping more, kittens. But we've like definitely we've definitely come emotionally attached to this cat. Oh, you did get a kitten like that. Okay. I'll probably end up renting one. I can rent the trap, put a deposit down. The problem is I got to drive about 20 minutes each way. It's not a big deal, but I'm just scared once we trap it, it might be like very upset and may not like want to be where it is. Yeah, that's what we're hoping for. It's very skittish. I don't know how long did it take you, James, to like warm up to the cat. That was a cop for a second. Jeez. 5 days. Okay, it's been like, yeah, it's been about 5 days, but we haven't seen it that much. So, yeah. This one, I mean, it definitely knows to like meow, and then we give it food, and then there's another cat that wanders around. It's definitely like a male cat that is, I don't know if it's feral, but it wanders around the neighborhood. It might be like the father of this kitten, so we don't know. They don't look similar. When the male, like the big male is black and this one's gray. They both have like white paws though, so I don't know if like the mother could have been gray. It's a pretty kitten. I mean, yeah, I bought these little treats and I was hoping that Ashley, I don't think understands quite like, I mean, I think I kind of have to like, what's better for Palms, Phoenix or Vegas? It's Phoenix for sure. You can actually grow Royals in Phoenix. Vegas gets a little bit too cold. It's, basically in Vegas you can mostly just grow Phoenix. It's kind of ironic. You can grow Shamrocks and you can grow Brahillas too, which actually are pretty cool. You can grow all of that in Phoenix Plus. You can get away like Pseudo Phoenix grows in Phoenix. Royals grow there. Some like really dry loving Ravinias, like Ravinia xerophylla grows there. Okay, I think that I know. gonna try and find these palms that I. You know what? It's too dark. I'm gonna do it in a daytime for you guys, because even if I find them, I'm not gonna be able to shine a light on them without like alerting the people who live there. So that's not like how I want to introduce myself. Although I'm still curious about them though, and I'm not even sure they are where I think they are. I'm gonna need the daylight to find them. I think there's some rare palms planted in the front yard of this person's house, and they don't even know that they're rare. I could be wrong though. So it's either 8th Street in 6th place or 6th Street in 8th place. And those two places are going to be like not that far away from each other, but it's difficult in Cape Coral because not all roads, cut through. Feral palms here. Oh, okay. Yeah, the food we've been bringing the kitty dish closer and closer. Fair. Dylan, the ideal visions that a lot of people have, are very nice at the coconuts and like swaying fronds, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think most of my friends, they literally go from that vision to how many palms can I fit in my backyard and still like, not get bothered by the HOA or get bothered by the city or my neighbor like freak out at me for like fronds falling in their yard. So it goes from like an ideal vision to like an addiction. Like the people down the street from me, or 3 blocks down from me, they have a collection, and they ended up buying another piece of property for their palms on the corner, and their backyard, it's not very large. It backs up to a canal, and it's like literally a forest of like, there's just too much planted in one place. They've actually kind of like ruined it in a way. I might do like a vlog where I go through like I mentioned, go through Palmpedia. Tom, who's SRF at MA, which is Surf Noumea, which is pretty cool. He requested a vlog of Collins Avenue in Miami Beach, which sounds easy, but it's difficult to go there. And then even when you're in Miami, it's like quite a trip there and back. Like Miami Beach is like a commitment. Having been there many times, if I'm in the area, I'll do it, but it's one of those things that I'm just gonna go this way. I think there was a car for sale I wanted to see. There was like an old Mercedes. I have this thing for old Mercedes. They're like tanks. There's like, it wasn't the best one, but it was like a 400 SEL from the 90s. When I was getting into palms in New York, when I was like buying stuff, like whatever I could, I was still kind of like, for a year that I was out of college, all I would do was work on cars. Because like I couldn't work on palms, so I didn't like have the climate for it, but I stripped the Mercedes completely apart and like sold the parts that I didn't use to rebuild mine. All right, let's see here. Hey Eric, what's up? Oh, hey Ryan, yeah, I'll have a good night. I'll talk to you soon. So, no, Island is more like, I don't know, it's more of like its own place. It's I honestly, I don't know, because I've never been there. I've seen many pictures. I've actually never been south of 41 on Collier Boulevard, which is the road that you take to get there. I've had no reason to ever go there in 15 years living in Florida. It's like the only place I can think of that's like known. And I mean, I've been to every other town. I mean, I've been to Miami, Key Largo, Key West, Naples, Fort Myers, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, pretty much of this Pompano Beach, Delray Beach, Deerfield Beach, Boynton Beach, Lake Worth, uh, Fort Pierce, Sarasota, Bradenton, Tampa, St. Pete, all the way up to Spring Hill, Orlando, DeLand, Lakeland, Winter Haven, Lake Wales, Bartow, Fort Meade, Ocala, Gainesville, Palatka, Green Cove Springs, Jacksonville, Tallahassee, Pensacola. I haven't been to Panama City either. It's the only other town I can think of that's like of note. I've been to Destin, Fort Walton Beach. But Marco Island and Panama City, they're like the only two beachside places I really haven't been to. I haven't been to Vero Beach in a very long time, but I mean that's not like one of the bigger towns. I'm trying to think of any other towns that I have not been to in Florida. I actually have not been to St. Augustine either. Now I think about it. Between like Daytona and Jacksonville, I haven't really been to those beaches. I mean, its climate is similar. I mean, Miami has the Gulf Stream, so it's a little bit different. Marco Island is still a little bit colder than Miami. It's okay, we're still running though. I made it here in pretty good time, an hour and 8 minutes. I didn't feel like I'm still about 10 minutes away from home. Plus, I got to go to Arby's, so. All right, sir. It's your turn. Okay. Yeah, the thing about the Panhandle is that the beaches are like really, I mean, the beaches are beautiful, but the actual like living area, people build houses right on the beach, on the dunes. There's like no trees. It's all like really bright and very susceptible to flooding. I don't know if I'd want to live there. My dad, is this guy really going to cut me off? It's like already halfway in the first thing. When I've been to Pensacola's not too. It's pretty cool actually. There's actually some elevation there, but like Destin and Fort Walton Beach, like I really wasn't that impressed. It felt a little bit too like desert-ish. I know it sounds weird because it's not a desert, but okay, sounds good, James. I wouldn't leave it either. Dylan, I think that Lakeland, there's some nice, like Lakeland is known for like having like really cool areas that are like historical and neat and beautiful and having some elevation, but there's some really bad areas of Lake. Like Polk County is kind of known for like having its own share of crime, especially certain parts of Lakeland, Winter Haven. I mean, the land is relatively cheap, but it doesn't make the crime go away. If I were to like have to choose to buy a house right now, given like property values in any given area, I probably would choose to live in like convenience, climate. I probably would either like go to a very much warmer area like Pine Island. I mean, not warmer than the Cape, they're about the same. Depending on where, and some parts of Pine Island are extremely warm, but all right, I gotta figure out which way I need to go to get to Arby's from here. Or I would go like colder and just enjoy like Ocala area, like horse country area, rolling hills. It's awesome there. I know it's not very Florida-ish, but it's pretty cool part of Florida, in my opinion. Okay. I personally like the lake areas too, like Winter Haven. I'm sorry, Tavares, Eustis, Mount Dora. If you get a piece of property on, Jesus, how does it take a man to realize it's time for him to go, or a woman? Anyway, what was I saying? So yeah, if you go to the south side of a lake, I've seen like zone 10 palms growing the south side of some of those lakes there, like in Tavares. Pretty cool. Like very laid back. Like the Cape Coral's not very laid back. It's all commuting. People commute. They go over the bridge of Fort Myers and they come back. And I feel like they work so long, like 5 days a week, that they don't really ever. This is like almost like a bedroom community, although it's a large one. It's not that. I mean, the commute is. I've seen Ashley's mother, who works in Fort Myers, commute 45 minutes one way in the morning. Just getting, and it's only a 5 mile drive. She sits on the bridge, just, hanging out. I would lose my mind. I used to be able to handle that, but I've become a bitter old man now, and I can't do it anymore. It's at 77 on that thing, but it says 73 on my. I don't know what's more accurate, to be honest. Bank of the Ozarks. Just a weird bank to have, like in Florida, because the Ozarks are not nearby. And that's just called Bank Ozick. I guess it's a cooler way to do it now. Alright, Arby's not that busy, which is good to hear. I've got to have ravioli too, although I don't really want to cook, so. Perfect. There's a lot of Zami furfuraceae, the cardboard palm, which isn't actually a cycad, but yeah. So much mahalo.
Welcome to Arby's. I'll be with you just for a moment.
Sure.
Order whenever you're ready.
Sure. Do you guys have any specials on the just a classic roast beef, like 2 for $5, or?
No, we don't.
Okay. Can I just get 2 classic roast beefs then?
Okay.
And can I get the turkey ranch and bacon, just a sandwich?
All right.
And that'll be it.
2 classics and turkey ranch bacon.
Yes.
All right. It's gonna be $13.39.
Okay. Been doing so good. I was cooked my own food 3 days in a row. No, I haven't seen that. I think you attracted some creatures to your channel, Zach. Russian flat earthers. Watch out. I think you have 300 Russian flat earthers as your subscribers, Zach. Trolls' lives matter. That's true. I mean, this does give jobs, and the problem when Ashley wants to cook food, it's like out of like She doesn't plan it beforehand. She's like, all right, it's 6 o'clock. We got to make this, and then she cuts corners. Not like I'm cooking meat or anything, but like I like to make sure the food is going to be good on the other end. Like when it, when it comes out, like it's gonna be enjoyable to eat. And if she's just gonna like just throw a bunch of stuff in a pot and heat it up, like she might as well just buy microwave stuff because she doesn't care. I do care because I don't know. We just Eric, I'm sorry, the Earth is not flat. I'm not like I have a old poker friend that is now a flat earther, and he's had other issues with addiction, and I think he's kind of like just taking his like religious beliefs to such an extent that I don't know. Yes, it is to my far right. That one right there is not, but there's one right there. It's not bald anymore. I mean, it could be flat. Oh. The only reason I'll go to this place is because like there's sandwich actually feels like someone like handmade it there. I mean, I like to believe that someone did, but I would go to a sub place if there was. Jesus.
1339.
Sure. Thanks.
I'll be momentarily, okay?
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, can I get like 5 Arby's sauces? Thanks. Hope that's enough for Ashley. She hasn't even contacted me yet, so $13 on fast food. Disgusting. Yeah, I've seen Tricky Tequila.
We got 2 roti classics right here.
All right.
Turkey, ranch, and bacon.
All right, thank you.
Enjoy,
All
sir.
right, we got everyone. Yeah, Tricky Tequila seems to be like really hot, and like I can't even recognize a tequila. I mean, I can a little bit. It has a little bit larger leaf and that sort. Oh, wrong way. Oh, this is the right way anyway. God damn it! It tricked me. It was a tarp. Surprising, no Australians on the vlog today. Oh, here we go. Accident. Boom. Oh, come on. Got to give this some action. Oh, the good old Chevy Aveo. Or is that a Spark? Or Bolt? No. Sonic. Chevy Sonic. That's what it is. I saw a Chevy Bolt. Or Chevy Spark. I don't know what the difference is. Yeah, I know tequila has a larger leaf and accident. Yeah, I know. It's a mixture of some people that like either they're really old or they're just like crazy, or they I mean, I'm not trying to like diss like a lot of immigrants from here, but they learn to drive in a different culture that doesn't give any Fs, and that's more apparent in Miami. But a lot of them have come over this way, and now like there's a don't give a fuck culture here with driving. Like I don't understand why a guy in like a $40,000 Dodge Charger RT or whatever it is, like tailgates me twice, tries to cut me off, and then just like turns off. Like, why would you like risk getting your car like, you know, or getting like crashing into another car? I just don't understand that. I already have enough problems with people scraping my doors. I have like 3 scrapes in this car and a dent. It's just so like Americans' way of dealing with bad driving is to get a bigger vehicle, so if they do get in an accident, they're safer, which isn't necessarily true. But I mean, I guess it is to a point that it's like, all right, I'll get an F-250 and just blow my way through everything. Sometimes I do feel like that, though. I'm not gonna lie. If I didn't have to haul palms, I would definitely own like a sedan, like a sports sedan, like a Dodge Charger RT. I actually double checked to make sure that this truck actually had some get up and go, because I didn't really like the Tacoma doesn't really have that. Yeah, 4-way stops don't. That roundabouts and 4-way stops are like, it's like giving a Floridian like a calculus equation. They just not gonna understand it, so they're just gonna like throw it away, like all the laws that are, you know, pertain to that. Yeah, I know. I know that all the, you know, that area is like, Dylan, what you're talking about is all, you know, like just one little area that basically is just like its own, it's like self-governing neighbor. I'm not going to use any derogatory terms, but just a neighborhood that could use a little bit more education, you know. Seen so many videos of like guys playing around with like, you know, guns as a joke, and they go off anyway in like a thug style fashion. I mean, I guess it's just Darwinism, but I hate to say it, but like I used to love going to New York City, going to Miami. I mean, I still like going to Miami in some aspects, but when you don't have a place to stay in Miami regularly, it's not much fun to go. I mean, you're paying like for a decent hotel, even in the off season, is $150 a night. You're just, it's not, you know, I would stay at Ken's a lot, and you know, he doesn't charge me for that, but you know, it's an hour to Miami from his house, and it's only like 20 miles, 25 miles, but unless you're going at 3 o'clock in the morning, which I would do sometimes because I like actually wanted to not deal with traffic. Last time I worked there, we got up at 4:30 both mornings. Worked from 5:30 to 11, and then we go back, take a nap, and get up like at 4 and go back there and work from like 5 to 8. And then it just wasn't enjoyable. I felt like I was in a chain gang. We go out and work, and it isn't the like I used to have an RV out there. It's just not the same accommodations. I'm not interested in doing this sort of thing. Like 3.5 hours of commuting. Like, give me a break. What was that sound? It sounded like a machine gun. It's kind of like a little bit unnerving when you hear that, like the rat-a-tat-tat. Oh, might have been this guy working on this vehicle. He has a Mazda RX-80. He's doing a swap, and I don't know what he's swapping. Hopefully the entire engine, because those engines were known for being like total disasters. But all right, so we're almost home here. I'm just gonna double check. I get paranoid that sometimes I run over things that I don't know I ran over. This car has like a pretty good suspension, and I have I've actually driven this car to the point. We're heading home, Dan. I'm sorry. We were wondering where you were, and Dan, I was about to watch that vlog. I mean, not the vlog, the video, the Aussie Star Wars, and I ended up having to move like a lot of my stuff from my sister's back down here. Okay, that's fine. I don't know. Probably won't be live tomorrow because Ashley and I are going out for our 4th wedding anniversary. We finally have like a night off. So there's the RX-8 dude. He's also got a Gixxer there. He seems like I've never met him, but he's the kind of guy I wouldn't mind walking and be like, hey, the guys here on the left, see all these cars here, right there. These dudes hang out in front of their house like till 2 in the morning. They got a couch and a dining room table in the garage. I think there's like 3 families in there, and they party until 2 a.m. like every night. I don't know. If I were a neighbor, I'd be fucking pissed. Thankfully, my neighbors don't. I got one neighbor with like a dog that freaks out all the time. Oh, it's like behind me diagonally, but it's not that bad. I mean, we don't even have a neighbor on one side of our house, so I can't really complain. Oi, oi, oi! Aussie, Aussie, oi, see, oi, oi, oi! I'm not married. I mean, it's our 4-year anniversary of us meeting each other. I'll tell you guys how we met. So, I was working down here, and I actually met her at a Publix. She's getting food, and then I was like, yeah, this is nice down here. I'm from Venice. And she's like, yeah, you know, I've been coming here a lot since I broke up with my boyfriend and my ex and cheated on me. I'm like, oh no, here we go. Had a long drawn out story. It really wasn't, but, and then I invited her up to Venice, and she came and stayed, and she was actually up in Venice quite a bit the first year of our relationship, and then I moved down here. So she pretty much after the first date, she came up to Venice. There she is. The door's open. I wish I had a hot tub. My sister has our old hot tub, but I might get one of those inflatable hot tubs. Yeah, man. Thanks. Oh, you're going in the hot tub tonight. I might get one of those inflatable ones. They're not that expensive. Let's see what Ashley has to say. She's coming. Hi, do I know you? I think I do. You're that girl I met on 47th Street, aren't you?
Yeah.
When I got out of the poker game, I was stuck so bad, and you took me in your arms. I was crying. I lost like $2,000. Are you watching the vlog?
I just started watching.
Okay. Well, then you didn't know that I got you this. Yeah, it's easy. Okay, I will. Oh my God, there's all these red alarms. 9:40 posts. 8:40. Okay. You gotta go to Memphis, Nashville. Never again, or you go to Memphis. Doing sweet jumps in the ridgeline. I'd love to take this thing off road and like on the hill, just catch some air in this thing. I'm sure it's just set up for the Baja, considering it's basically a chopped off, SUV. All right, let's see what's going on here. Yeah, all the boxes in the back of the truck of you. Oh, I've got my sandwich. Yeah. When you're inside, could you throw some of my sodas in the fridge? Thanks. Awesome. I love it how. Thanks, James. I love it how when I'm about to leave, the most people come on here. Spent the night on a back road. Oh, so I actually the last time I played it actually, Dylan, was when you were there, and I kind of showed you what I was doing. I haven't I haven't opened my play I haven't turned on my PlayStation since. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Well, I mean, I can hang out for a few minutes or a minute or two. I'm just tired, it's 9:45. Mercury, we're just asking where you and Dan were. I'm glad you guys could make it. This happens to be the end. Yeah, there's that game Metro Exodus I was gonna play, but I was too enthralled with I'm gonna put my case back on the phone. I'm actually gonna bring the vlog stick out. Oh, coming from the surf, hell yeah. Now 11 people now. Oh, what is hold on. No, don't do that. Don't do that. God, you dumb fucking thing. It's so annoying. If I put the case on wrong, suddenly Bixby gets. Yeah. It was the gator's kind of annoying because all you got to do is hold on. Just got to clamp it down here. A great shot of my thigh there. All right, there we go. All right. I look like Cheech and Chong when I get out of this thing. Hi.
Hi.
So when's the last time you saw Sniffles?
When I sent you that picture.
Have you heard him or anything?
Yeah. And I came out to give him more food, but he still had food in his bowl.
Okay, well at least he's back. That's all I care about. All right. Lovely. What did it tip over? Things tip over?
Yeah.
No way. What tip? No. I guess that was this. Oh, damn it! I didn't even hear that. Kind of cool. This thing actually opens like a tailgate. I mean, like a side gate. All right. Thanks. Ashley's Custom Movers. We gotta fix this stuff. No. Oh, I got some palm books in here. Yeah, let's check them out. Okay, so this is actually one of my first books I ever bought. Palms Won't Grow Here and Other Myths. Warm Climate Plants for Cooler Areas. By David Franco. Isn't that a celebrity now? I forgot I even had this book until I just found it. Like dwarf variegated bamboo there. The palms of Cuba are actually in the back seat. Check this out. Oh, I hope this didn't break. This is an original Star Wars mug, or Empire Strikes Back mug. And then some really. It's not on. Oh, I had it on because I was charging. All right, I should probably help Ashley. Oh, I got to show him a couple things. Or do you want me to help you? You want me to help you?
Would be nice.
Okay. You want me to tell you where to put them? Is that how you want me to help? Okay. Anyway. Yeah, vinegar and salt's a great alternative to Roundup for sure. All right. Oh, it smells like cat piss. Not in here. It just smells like outside. All right, guys. So I gotta go before, like, she gets more not upset, but just she wants to see me. So thanks for watching, everyone. Yeah, I want to help her out. So yeah, see you later, Mercury. Mercury. Dan, Zach, that one guy, James, Dylan, Coastal, and Bobby, if you're still watching. So, oh, and James says, "What's up?"
Hi.
Says hi. So yeah, I'll see you guys later, or I mean, not later tonight, but next time. So, anyway, until then.